Got you and I jumped into Tower of Aghasba, and dude, I don't like this game. This game is not good. I do not recommend this game right off the hop. Where are you?
Oh, ouch. I actually have to take a split opinion from you. I will recommend this game. However, there are some issues, and we're going to get into it.
Absolutely. So I am a big survival player. I love these kind of games. The fact that you can go out, gather up material, survive the wilderness, come back to base, build stuff up, build up your village. I'm all down for that. I think the premise of the game is cool. The execution is where it all falls apart for me. From listening to the characters talk, what a turn off in that alone. I would have rather just read text than to listen to them speak. I'm like, if you can just stop talking, please. I just don't want to listen to you. It is one of the most awful sounds I've ever heard and had to listen to in a game in a very long time.
Yeah, it reminds me of Simlish. It reminds me of Simlish mixed with Banjo-Kazooie, but that's not a good combination.
No. So we had this a few days before embargo dropped. And then as we're in the middle of our progress, developers take it offline. This is how it all worked. This is how it all went down. Developers take it offline. They got some issues to fix. Yep, they had a ton of issues to fix. So then they bring it back online. Now we just lost all my progress, so I start over. I'm like, okay, cool. You guys fix things. I appreciate that. I'm gonna jump back in, start all over, right? The biggest thing for me when I first initially started was that you have to gather rocks and you have to gather sticks, and then from there you craft up materials like pickaxe, an axe, a shovel. Dude, but in that first intro, you couldn't find any of that stuff. Now it's there. I'm like, okay, cool. The biggest problem is you get into the world, you look down, what is there? Rocks and sticks. But you have to find the specific one with the green little dot above it so you can get that one to then go out to craft your stuff. And then you start to build back your village, right? You all crash landed here on your ship, and then now you're starting to boat ship, like not spaceship, just being clear.
No.
So you're in the ocean sailing across, you hit a rocky night, waves, whatever, it all falls apart, and then from there you land on this island and you're looking to bring back nature. I think the environment has potential, but again, when everything's littered with stuff that you can't even grab, I find that so annoying in a game like this, because it should be a matter of just go out, collect stuff, come back. I'm playing on my PC with the PS5 controller. The game is out for PC and PlayStation 5. Dude, the PlayStation 5 controller doesn't work.
Oh no, it doesn't. I tried to use my Stadia, but my Stadia controller just would not recognize it at all. So I went, okay, just mouse and keys.
So you get into dialogue options as they're explaining how you build stuff, how you do this, how you do that. And then you get into choices. And at the very bottom is where you choose to like leave the conversation. I could never select it. I then had to grab my mouse and then select it. I was just like, this game to me, frame rate, horrible. Just absolutely ferocious at moments because it just chugs, lags, and I'm just like, I can't do anything here. I've had a couple crashes. Dude, I don't know what game you're playing. This is one I do not recommend whatsoever right now.
Oh, based on your testament there, I think that's quite a fair position to take. I didn't get nearly the same issues that you did. You jumped into it first, so I recognize absolutely what you see with the materials being everywhere. I'm not sure if that was necessarily something that's supposed to be changing as the game goes on, you know, because you're changing the environment yourself, but you're right. Looking for thatch was just one slightly different model from the rest of the barren landscape of thatch. It was bizarre, but I never got any sort of frame rate issue like that. That would be much more jarring to me, and it was strange that we've had such a different experience, because mine was much more enjoyable. Moving around the environment and everything looked okay, it felt okay, and then placing some of the seeds and stuff and changing some of the environment, it allowed me to see where the game is progressing towards, and that sense of progression is satisfying. I'm not necessarily a fan of the survival crafting genre, but getting into this one, it felt, maybe it was just that it was a new enough world, it was nice and colorful, and that was enough to kind of get my foot in the door. But I got that satisfaction out of changing the landscape back to normal, and that was at least enjoyable. I would have really liked to see something co-op though, and I don't believe there is any multiplayer to this game.
I thought there was multiplayer. So I could be wrong, but I didn't see the option to invite people, so maybe not. But no. Getting into the building mechanic though, I was starting to kind of get into that mode and enjoy that. Looking to go out, gather resources. Resources can be a little tough to find because it is such a mix of, hey, here's what you're actually after, but you need to find the one with the dot above it. Fine, like whatever. So I just deal with that. But then I started to build stuff, and as you build things, then other things require you to then put stuff together to then get to that part, right? So I had a garden going, I had a compost going, and then on the compost you get into other materials that the compost then produces so that you can get into other things, right? And then just dude, I just didn't like it. Like, this game did not click for me. I just found one issue after another. It was just frustrating because there are so many great survival games out there that this one is on the bottom of my list.